Ritzy place, Doc. I like that. I don't know what it is, but it's nice. Yeah, I honestly don't agree with me being here. I don't think I need therapy. My parents are the ones with the problem. I'm gay. Get over it. Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me. Mom says, it's not 'cause you're a gay, dear. I think that's slightly understated, when Dad starts rocking back and forth, saying, I have no son, over and over again. Mom says I'm here because of all the anger issues I have. Well, you know what? I think I have a right to be angry, don't you? I mean, with hanging over my head. I mean, it's not like I'm going to go out and hurt someone, you know? Just sometimes I get so angry, so frustrated. Well, hold up. It might have something to do with this dream I've been having lately. Let me explain. Alright, so I'm part of the team now, and we're all ready to go. Except for the last few packages, which the big guy is loading on as we speak. And I'm standing there ready to get, harnessed in and everything, and he bends over to put some of the packages in. So I see his ass, and I decide, you know what? Screw it. I'm hitting him. And I start charging. And it's like I'm 20 feet away from him at this point, but I build up all this enormous amount of speed, and it's like I'm a mile away, just running, just charging at him. And every time before I hit him, every time now, I've had this dream like 10 times, I wake up just before impact. I don't get it. Now don't get me wrong, I don't wish any harm on the big guy. But, sometimes I start thinking about that dream when Dad's talking about how they're getting ready and how they're going to have a great run this year. And I just want to bowl someone over. And the boss's ass is a perfect target, come on. A tangent? What do you mean a tangent? You're a shrink. You're supposed to understand what it means when I change topics or whatever. You're supposed to have some kind of Freudian reason for it or whatever. I'll digress all I want. You just write down on your little pad. That's what my parents are paying you for, isn't it? Whatever. Alright. Back to the topic. Anger issues. Okay, anger issues. What makes me angry? Let's think. Could it be my name? Yeah, definitely my name. That's what leads into all of the other problems that I have. No, not Rudy. That's my nickname. You should know that. Rudolph. I hate this generational bullshit that he made up. I didn't ask to be Rudolph, alright? I didn't ask to be born into the family of Rudolph, and I certainly didn't ask to be the great-great-grandson of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. World famous. Insert fanfare here. So that's strike one, I guess. The whole name-passing thing. The firstborn buck is named after the father, so the big guy can keep his image or whatever. I mean, that's crap. It's all because of that stupid song Gene Autry wrote like 50 years ago. Who can even name all the reindeer anymore, huh? I mean, no, except for, you and me, but then again, we have to deal with them every day, don't we? We have to honor the memory of Gene. We have to keep the names the same so we can continue spreading joy to all the little boys and girls out there. Crap. Cheer? Since when did we ever spread any cheer? I don't remember doling out any cheer. And I know Dad's pissed off every freaking Christmas when he gets home. He's tired. Well, it's because they always make him lead. Wonderful. What a surprise. He's not happy. Of course, he's actually been a little bit happier lately, with the shorter trips and all. They don't even visit the Middle East anymore. At all. Period. And the good old US of A is either too busy to care or Jewish. Not that I find anything wrong with the Jews, I think the whole world should be Jewish. It'd make our lives a lot easier, let me tell you. Besides, I'm Jewish. Anyway, continuing on with the list. Gene Autry. I hate Gene Autry with a passion. So what if he and Big Red were friends years ago? I know they used to hang out and get drunk and all that. Just because you're friends doesn't mean you have the right to personally blab every little detail of your employees, does it? No, I don't think so. So the story is, and if SC is drunk, he'll tell you this. He had Gene up here, a few nights before the eve, a while back. And the spiced eggnog and the Bailey's Irish Cocoa were flowing heavy. You get me? I mean, it's just overflowing the cup. The boss starts droning on and on and on about this one time around the turn of the century. He's over in Russia, right? Christmas Eve. They're throwing toys left and right. Toys are falling out of the sleigh. He's sloshed over one too many white Russians that the kids seem to leave out next to the Stoli swizzle sticks. Well, he pulls a little too hard on the reins. Dasher veers left, slams directly into one of those funky towers that they have, breaks his neck. So all of a sudden the team is short a deer and can't get more than 40 feet off the ground. A quick stop over to the St. Petersburg Zoo, picks up the first deer he sees, and bam! History was made. Well, Gene, who's hammered by this point, just starts laughing. And he starts laughing even harder when Lardo says, and by Russian, his freaking name is Rudolph. Tears pouring out of the guys' faces at this point like hot and cold water faucets. And they keep laughing until Gene leaves. He laughs himself to sleep. Wakes up the next morning, starts jotting some stuff down, writes, Rudolph the Pinko Reindeer. Next time he's up this way, Gene gets a little bit more info on Great Granddad, starts writing down the whole song, and by the time Christmas rolls around that very year, even the other reindeer are singing the song. Now, Great Granddad had been dead some 10 years already by the time this starts happening. Where's the respect, huh? About that song, too. He got a lot of it wrong, or at least softened it up for the kids. Until the song even came out, he wasn't the most famous reindeer of all. That would have been Cupid back in the 1700s. They're doing some kind of thing, I don't know, whatever it was, and he's around the boss and a bunch of kids. He loses it. He starts shooting off a bunch of obscenities, right? Well, SC just gives him this evil eye, right? And next day in the stables, who are mysteriously one short, big guy comes in with a platter full of venison kebabs the missus made for him. Eats the whole thing right there in front of him, just staring at the rest of the team. Well, I guess that would have made him infamous, right? Whatever. All of the other reindeer have always called us names, right? The parents and the teachers, yeah, you elves, you know who I'm talking about. Just look the other way. Primary school and flight school absolutely sucked because of that. Dad says it builds character, but I'd rather just be normal, like Blitzen or Donner. When they found out I was gay, they started calling me Rudolph the Red Rump Reindeer. Not cool. Prancer has never given me a lot of grief, but that's just one guy, and, I think he's a bit of a fagel myself, if you ask me. Now, he did get something right with saying that, the other reindeer never let him play any games, but that was one of the lines he softened up for the kids. Let's face it, he was a nobody. I mean, he was brand new to this whole flying thing. He was brand new to the NP. It's not that they weren't letting him play Monopoly. It's that they didn't let him have any females. He was celibate for almost 15 years. Until he finally bagged one. Vixen's daughter started giving him the old doe eyes, and they started sneaking out around back behind the stables every once in a while. When she got pregnant with his foal, heads were fuming. Everybody was angry. Especially since she was already bucking around with Comet at that point. Go, Granddad. There's another thing right there. It's all incest. It's to ensure the perfect flying reindeer every generation. Yeah, right. You start having sex with your cousin, and let's see if you hope she gets pregnant. Another reason why I'm gay, too. My life partner doesn't get any heat from the other guys, though, but I guess everyone just kind of saw it coming, what with him being dancer and all. But their family will be okay. He'll get a name change, and his little brother will take the spot. Us? Different story. I'm the only guy. If we wait until one of my sisters has a buck, there will be a gap, and the boss will be pissed. My dad is pissed already. Mom says, she's good for another year or so, but, It'll probably just be another girl. And keep this seriously between us. I don't think Dad's my real dad anyway. It almost kind of looks like he's been gelded or something. And that reminds me of something Dad said. You know, strictly doctor-patient here. Something that's kind of bugging me. Santa's really been letting himself go. I mean, Dad's been giving me these stories about how every Christmas now, more and more so, he's drunk when he hops onto the sleigh. And he used to be a jolly fat, now he's just obese. It's really kind of dangerous for the team. I'm kind of scared for Dad, and I really don't want to be part of that. But anyway, that's the root of why my horns are so sharp. That and the fact that, you know, I'm not a great flyer. Weak lungs from the coffin nails and all, but, you know, even Dancer picks on me about that. Up until I remind him that, in the song it states that, Rudolph goes down like no other in history. it's a joke, never mind. But, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna go out and stomp on somebody. I'm not that mean. What's that? Time's up? Alright. Pick up here next week, then. I think it was a good first meeting. I got a lot of stuff off my chest. But don't worry, you're not going to see any headlines proclaiming Rudolph the blood-red reindeer or anything like that. I'm not that angry. Yet.